Hi guys, it's me Stace. Welcome to another Whatever Wednesday video. Today's video is actually for tomorrow's 3D Thursday. The reason it is a day early is because I'm taking part in a Christmas countdown collab here on YouTube, and I will have all the links below. But our theme was to make some sort of a Christmas countdown. I decided to make mine into a sign, really fun and also pretty simple. Alright, so for my piece here I have a piece of wood. This is 1 by 7 by 12. I took it out back, I spray painted it red, I sanded down my edges, and I also inked my edges. Added pattern paper here, and this is the Cricut brand chalkboard vinyl, as well as that one. Added an image, a flower, some ribbon to hang it, and on the back I added felt so it protects the wall when it's on the wall. Alright, so the same piece of wood, same size, 1 by 7 by 12. I just spray painted this one gold. I'm going to first go ahead and ink my edges, and I'm actually using my StazOn ink to ink the edges, but you can use any ink you want. And I have a little sponge here. Take that thought away. I just like the distressed look, and I liked the StazOn. I also sanded this down first after I painted it, so that was done. Alright, and then this side over there, and we are done with that. Let me go ahead and close up my StazOn. Alright, now I have a piece of pattern paper. My paper is cut to be 6 3/4 by 11 1/2, so it leaves me a 1/4 inch border all the way around. This paper I printed off my Cricut Imagine because I needed a 12-inch piece of paper, but you can use any kind of pattern paper you like. And I'm first going to grab my Mod Podge, a little container. Now, since this is Imagine paper, it is not waterproof, so it will smear on you. And I'm okay with that. It didn't really bother me too much. I kind of like the way that looked. I'm going to pour some more Mod Podge in my little container. Grab a brush. And I brushed pretty liberal on my piece of wood here. Going from edge to edge, making sure it was all coated. Now, if you don't want to use a piece of wood, I know a lot of people don't have access to wood, or they don't like using with wood or working with wood. You can certainly use a picture frame, with just the glass on it, a piece of canvas, lots of ways you can do this. Alright, so I have that on there pretty wet. I'm going to go ahead and ink my edges on my paper. I should have done that first, because now my Mod Podge is probably going to dry on me. And I'm also using StazOn on this. Even though, like I said, the paper will smear, I'm okay with it. I just wanted some kind of separation on this. Okay, and then this side right here, and we should be good. Alright, let's go ahead and plop this guy on there, trying to get him straight, centered in the middle. Okay, I just kind of smear it down first with my hands. Then I go back with my Mod Podge. And again, you're going to see it smear, and that's okay. It was okay with me. I like the look. My main concern was getting this paper down to where it wasn't going to peel up over time, because I do want to save this. And since I'm making two, I'm going to go ahead and gift the other one. Get it on there pretty well. I think the smearing of it kind of gives it like an antique feel a little bit. I'm going to just go over it one more time, make sure all my strokes are going the same way, the same direction. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. We're going to go to the computer, and I'll share with you everything else I did. Alright guys, I'm at the computer. I'm already logged into Design Space, and I wanted to share with you guys how I created my template. The first thing I did was go to my left-hand side toolbar. I went to Insert Shapes, and I chose a square. And I wanted to resize the square to be the same size as the piece of wood I was using. So I have the square selected. In my edit panel, I did unlock the lock, and I typed in my width and my height. In my case, it was 12 wide and 7 tall. You, of course, would change that to be whatever size material you're working with. When I had that, I wanted to add in my pattern paper, and since I was using a Cricut Imagine cartridge, I knew the pattern would be available. So I had my shape selected, went to my layer panel to find that shape. Then I went to print and then patterns. And I just scrolled down to find the pattern I wanted, And this pattern is from the Santa's Village cartridge, which is available in the subscription plan through Cricut. So I had that and filled my pattern up, or my piece of wood up. Then I wanted to grab my frame and my snowman. Left-hand side toolbar, insert images. In the search box up there, I type in the word frame, and then hit enter. I clicked on the funnel, and then I went to subscription, and then found a frame I liked. And the one I chose is right there, and that is from the cartridge the first few years. So I clicked on that, and you see that down here in my queue. I then went to cartridges. In the search box here, I typed in Santa's Village. Then hit enter. We see the cartridge there, and I wanted to view all the images. Then I went down to find the snowman I wanted. And you'll notice, since this is a Cricut Imagine cartridge, all these images are print then cuts. So there's my little snowman there. I'm going to click on that, then insert both that and the frame to my mat. So there's a snowman and my frame. I wanted to right click on my frame to ungroup it, so I can remove one layer. And then this piece, I had that selected, went to my edit panel, and I sized this one to be 4 by 4. And I did leave my lock locked. Then I went to my layer panel, found my piece here, and you'll always tell what you have selected because it'll be highlighted in your layer panel. Chose my shape, and I just changed that to be the color black. And I put that over there so I can kind of just guess, for placement and if I like the layout and color. All right, then my snowman, I had him selected, went to my edit panel again. For the height here, I made him be 4.2. Hit enter. Then I wanted to make him go the other way. So under my edit panel, you'll see rotate, and you'll also see mirror left to right or mirror up and down. I chose left to right, so it flips him around, and I put him right there. And the reason I did that was to make it look like he was kind of pointing at the chalkboard for the countdown to Christmas. All right, then the font, just go to your left-hand side toolbar, add text, and type in whatever text you want. When you have that done, when I had my text in there, I went to my edit panel, and the font I chose was Don Juan. I went to my alignment and centered it, and I just moved it around until I liked it where it was. All right, now to cut this out, I don't need to cut my frame piece out or my wood piece because I cut that on my Imagine. So what I'm going to do there is go to my layer panel and hide that. I'm going to print, then cut my snowman, and the black here, my chalkboard and my lettering is all from the Cricut chalkboard vinyl. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and we'll go back to the table and finish up our sign. Alright guys, we are back. Everything cut out. The first thing we're going to do is our chalkboard vinyl. I like the chalkboard vinyl a lot. I think it's a lot thicker than the regular Cricut vinyl. But it's a little bit tricky to stay on this transfer tape. Okay, so we have that. Get my finger unstuck. I'm going to set that aside and work on the frame. And this one, I'm not going to use transfer tape on it. And I did have my machine set to custom dial, and I chose chalkboard vinyl for that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put him on here. Make sure he's somewhat straight where you can go crooked. A lot of times I like doing things crooked so it looks like it's supposed to be that way. Okay, so we have that. Our little snowman printed out, and I went ahead and inked him as well. Now you can print him out with the Imagine. I first tried that, but hopefully you can see here that I'm a little bit off kilter. My Imagine needs to be recalibrated, so I went ahead and had the Cricut cut it. And on the back of this guy, I'm going to flip him over, and I have this large tape. This is called Scotch Clear Mounting Tape. It's pretty thick. I'm going to go and use this rather than using regular dimensionals. I don't have any foam tape other than this, but if you have the foam tape, I would certainly use that. Just a little bit of this, just so I can add a little bit of dimension to my snowman guy. I'm going to give that a good rub. Now the backing is kind of hard to get off. It's like really, really sticky. Alright, so I got that one. And you can see it's just clear. Alright, so I have that off. We're going to go ahead and set that aside. and work on our vinyl. And I'm just going to put this here and just line it up the best I can. I'm going to first start out with my word Christmas on the bottom to make sure that's somewhat straight. And then lay that down. Just give all this a really good rub. And then peel back a little bit. Like I said before, whenever you're working with vinyl, I always find with me anyway, have the transfer tape laid flat down. That does help prevent bubbles in your vinyl. Alright, that came out pretty good actually. Alright, let's go ahead and put our snowman on. And I also have my hot glue gun here. I want to put some hot glue on him as well. Just again, so I can add a little bit more dimension to him so he's not so flat. I'm going to kind of let it set up a little bit. And then put him down there so he's kind of pointing at our sign. Isn't he cute? Alright, the last thing I added on the front was a little flower. I'm going to go and chop off the backing of this. Alright, I'm going to be pretty liberal with my hot glue here. Put a good little dollop there. And then I put him up here on the right. I'm going to take my little card here and kind of give it a squish. Okay, then fluff them up. Alright, so that's done. Now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put staples in it so I can staple down my ribbon. And I forgot that across the room. Alright, I'm actually just going to be using this pretty silver cording I had. So I'm working with the top. And I'm going to grab a staple gun. Yep, maybe I need staples in it. I might need staples in this. Let me try it over here. Yep, I need staples. Alright, let's go ahead and add staples to this guy. You know, whenever you're doing a project, you always run out of things, right? Alrighty. I believe these go in like that. And then this goes in there. Alright, now we should be good to go. I'm actually going to cut these knots off. They're going to be in my way. Alright. Let's try this again. Take 2 on the ribbon, on the cording. There we go. Much better. I'm going to do it again sideways, just so I can make sure I'm really in there. Then determine how tall you want it or how high you want this to be. I'm not going for very high. I think about right there is good. Grab the staple gun again. And again. Alright, and again I'm going to grab my scissors and cut off the extra piece here. Now to hide the staples, I just cut a piece of felt, the same size, actually a little bit smaller than my wood. We're going to go ahead and first put some hot glue along the edge of the felt here, like that, and then line this up on the side. So the main thing I wanted here was to hide my staples. This way if I'm going to hang it up on the wall, the staples aren't going to scratch. Alright. Put some more glue on my felt. And just kind of rub it in place. Like I said, you guys can use a mirror, or not, you can use a mirror. I mean, you know, a picture frame would look, I think would be cute. Canvas would be nice. Pretty much anything you can do this with. You make really cute gifts as well. Alright, just go ahead and kind of hold that down for a second until it grabs, and we are done. So super easy. And the biggest time consumer was cutting down the wood. Alright, but there you have it, my Christmas little countdown with my cording attached, so I can go ahead and hang on the wall. Now if you don't want to add the ribbon on the hang, you can certainly just use it as a display piece, which I can do as well. What I normally do if I'm going to put this on a shelf, I just put this behind me and I'll just tape that down so I can use it as a shelf sitter or as a wall hanging. But there you have it. There's my idea for our Christmas countdown collab. Any questions, guys, please let me know. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.